Welcome everyone, I'm Steve and I'm with ClassroomSmart.com. Today we're going to be talking about Doceri and the upgrades that has happened with iOS 7. So join me right now.
So as you can see right here, that's the new icon for iOS 7. Kind of fits the interface for iOS 7, and so it's pretty slick. So we'll go ahead and open that up. Familiar screen we have from my iPad alone and through a computer. And I'm going to go ahead and do from my iPad alone. And we still have the same where we have all our projects. So if we have different projects, you can kind of look at the different things. But it's not a dark screen anymore. We still have the option to move between recent and names. And that just gives us those features. Also, down here in the corner, we have that plus button. And that'll allow us to add new projects just like before. If we hit edit, select a project, we can email a project or open it in another application. We also have the option to duplicate a document or create folders or move to a new folder and to get rid of a document. I'm going to start a new project, so press the plus button and it gives us all these resolutions like before. Since we're on an iPad, I'm going to do the iPad default. And bam, here's our new interface. It's pretty straightforward. I love this interface because it's a little bit brighter and just really kind of matches iOS 7. So the simplicity of it. As you see, we can see our projects from here. We can record if we want, so it still has start recording my recordings. We also have the backgrounds. So we have the backgrounds. And then we can import images from camera or photo library. And we also can export, just like we could before, share a current image with the background or share as a PDF and at each stop and each slide. So this is pretty much the same as before. We also have the same tools, same options to change them out, colors, all that kind of stuff. And we have undo, redo, we have clear all. The new things in iOS 7 is actually in the settings. So as we go through the settings, you still have your purchases where you can restore your purchases. We also have, if you have a good point stylus, they actually updated it for iOS 7 now that it will be able to support the good point stylus. Drawing, same thing. We still have everything the same in drawings. But where it's a little bit different is manage shared services. No longer do we have a Facebook or any of those other ones. It's just YouTube. I'm thinking that they didn't see a whole lot of use with Facebook and those other integrations, so they just decided to stick with YouTube. And here we go, and we have, this is where it's super important. So if you toggle show user interface to on, that'll allow you to see, if you're presenting and teaching people how to use Doceri, they'll see this interface. If that's toggled off, then they won't see this interface anymore. It'll just be like the normal screen where it'll be the presentation mode. So if I'm trying to teach people how to use Doceri, I want this interface on. Now, the key thing about this is it's going to show everything. So if I zoom in really big, it'll show zooming in really big. So it does everything just like you're doing it. So that's the big improvement for iOS 7 is in general settings, show user interface over AirPlay. And it's quite helpful. I did the training this last week on it, and it was easier to show people where those icons were at. So instead of having to take a screenshot and then writing over it, they really made it a little bit easier. And this is over AirPlay. So that's the big updates for iOS 7. We still have our wrist guard right here down below. And we still have our screens. We still have the drop-down menu. So just the different things. So it's all this pretty much the same. The big updates are the interface look and also showing the interface over AirPlay. So I hope you've enjoyed this presentation brought to you by ClassroomSmart.com.
Remember to stay up to date with the latest apps for the classroom. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel or like us on Facebook. Apps for educators, keeping the classroom smart.